And welcome to the siege, Tatemae and Honne, which we'll get into that later on, so we'll translate for everybody. Got it? All right. Got it. My name is Jason Ives. I am joined by Tim Neal, who's on cameras tonight.
What's up?
Sean, unfortunately, is not with us tonight. Is at home taking care of a personal matter. Keagan, he's with us, but he's not reffing. He's playing tonight. It's Halloween, so we did a little switcheroo thing on that one. Thanks, Keagan, for stepping up and playing tonight. Most importantly, though, we got one of my buddies, someone I've been anxious to get here. Nate Hochstetler is here. How you doing, sir?
Pretty good. Pleasure to be here.
It's great to be. Are you excited? You don't sound real excited about being here.
I'm excited.
Are you upset about anything in particular? Maybe something to do with 9 darts?
A little bit.
Well, let's talk about this, right? So you knew coming over here you were going to do the 9 dart challenge.
Yes.
All right. And you were aware that Sean changed the rules and made it so only the top 20 are highlighted.
And I heard who was lowest and what the number was.
And Trevor is lowest, so you've got to hit at least 180 to get on the board. Yeah. All right. Let's see how you did. All right. Let's get right to it. Tim, roll that beautiful bean footage.
Before we get into this thing, again, 9 dart challenge. You'll throw 3 warm-up darts and 9 darts for an hit. Top 20 go on the list. Not on top 20. Just so you know, Trevor Sellers, our sponsor, player number 20. Or more. Try for that. But real quick, what got you in darts?
Well, that always. Gosh. A buddy of mine was.
So, after that addiction, how long have you?
That was 2000.
And this is a new question I've been asking. You've actually had the pleasure of traveling, going to playing all the tournaments. Who's your Caleb's way better.
Caleb's like my best friend.
Yeah.
Either him. The most fun I've had it.
All right, so enough with the boring questions. What we'll do is throw your 3 warm-up darts, and then we'll get in. Keegan's going to keep your score over here. And Keagan, thanks for doing that. Appreciate you. And then as you're in between your throws, I'll ask you some random questions going through.
All right.
If I can think of something.
Gotcha.
All right, here we go. They're sticking in the board now. I scuffed them up for you.
Yeah, they felt deep.
All right, here we go. First 3 darts. Let's see what you got. $25 scored on the first 3. We're gonna need to bump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers.
Those are bad.
$67 on the second one. So before you throw your third one, you can pull. Being the Halloween season, 1, do you like Halloween? And 2, what's your favorite Halloween movie?
I do like Halloween. Favorite Halloween movie.
Do you like dressing up?
I used to dress up a lot. Not so much anymore. Favorite Halloween movie? Probably Halloween.
Halloween. All right, here we go. Let's get these last 3 in. Tetra. All right, that's a 60. So 152. I don't know if that's going to get you onto the top 20 list.
I do not think it is.
152 is a good shot.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir. We'll see you later. Have a good night.
Comment.
Hey, and we're back live. How was that, Nate? That's not bad.
That's pretty good.
152.
Tried my best.
You tried your best. Hey, before we go any further, I'd like to shout out Skip Waylock.
Whitlock.
Whitlock?
Man, can't you say his name right?
Yeah, well, I
First
don't know.
party ever.
Have you heard of him? I've never met him before. Either way.
I know him.
Well, we'll talk about him. We'll talk about him a little bit later. So, listen, anytime we have a guest host on, we ask that guest host what they want to talk about. We give you the opportunity to speak up. This is your voice. Speak to America. We're in political season. Tell them how you feel. And I asked you, and you were talking about vendors having better relations with bars, better relations with players. Talk to me more about that.
Just like anywhere you go, like if you go like across town and you play somewhere else at somebody else's bar, you might hear like, I don't like that certain person, or I don't like that vendor because of this or that.
Sure.
And it just seems like people will avoid playing certain places just because. And
and you wish that wasn't that way.
Wasn't the case,
Yeah. Why do you think people feel that way? Why do you think that happens?
Grudges, can't let go.
Grudges?
I'm not sure.
Is it? In my opinion, it's usually players, right, that have upset other players, so they don't go back to that establishment anymore, which has nothing to do with the establishment, has nothing to do with the vendor. But sometimes I wish players would get over that and move forward.
There's also a small group of people that are just brand loyal. They're loyal to a vendor, and that's their spot. That's who they love, and they're happy and content with that, and that's okay.
Yeah,
as long as there's like no negative connotation in that thinking, right?
And I think sometimes it's easy for us to forget that a majority of dart players are once a week players. They're not, we're all 3-4 night a week type players. A majority of the ones that are out there, they play once a week, and that's, it's kind of that fun thing to do. They're not trying to be the best players out there, and there's nothing wrong with that either.
And I've technically became like brand loyal over the last 2 years. I basically play West Side, Phoenix only.
Why is it?
It's mainly I can't get around everywhere I used to be able to.
That's fair.
So.
That's fair.
Convenience is a huge thing too. If there's a certain vendor that doesn't have locations in an area that you're comfortable going to, why would you leave your comfort zone?
Yeah, absolutely. And you may have that be the only vendor that represents in that area, and they may take up 2 or 3 bars, but they represent that area. Another thing you talked about when we were talking about the vendor relations is scheduling tournaments so they're not on top of each other.
Yes.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Just like if you did want to play somebody else's vendor, if you were qualified, like just I've seen several times where you're like, I can't play there because there's going to be this at this time.
Okay.
And
all right,
just for generality, but
I'll tell you, I think it's a lot better now. We have that Indie Darts Facebook page, and that kind of helps organize things. They advertise on that. What do you think, Tim? Is it better now?
It is, but there's still that thing where someone will post an event, and then an hour later, another vendor or another location's posting at the exact same date and time, and it's like it almost feels that it's intentional. Yeah. And it might not be, but it might just be coincidental. But there's a lot of times where like, wow, that's pretty odd. That's pretty.
Well, yeah, and to be fair to everybody, we know that the flyer's usually already been made 24 hours previous, and what it is just a lack of communication ahead of time. A week or 2 weeks before.
I know,
and if that would happen
in the past, there was like, if you had a blind draw, I'm talking local blind draws here.
Mm-hmm.
If you had a blind draw set time every month, typically other bars and locations, unless they were further away, would honor that and not put something to try to take that away. I see the opposite now, where everyone's just trying to get their piece of the pie.
Well, hey, look, Siege has been on Tuesday night for 3 years, and there's 28 blind draws going on in India right now. Right?
Well,
I mean, hopefully
we're spoiled, right? There's like 5 blind draws every day of the month.
So a lot of those blind draws will be having the Siege on.
Yeah, that's fair. Something you did say to me that I thought was interesting is having vendors having combined tournaments.
Yeah.
From a vendor standpoint, I hear them, complain is a harsh word, but I hear them talk about the cost of putting on these big weekend tournaments for themselves. Could a vendor, if they combined, pick 2 random vendors, if they got together and rented the event place themselves and had, several of their events that are exclusive to their own players, but even have 1 or 2 events during the course of the weekend that all the players can play, as long as you qualified for one of the 2 vendors.
If they find like a happy medium for the stats, I know everyone does their stats different, but other than that, if they could do that and just all play, don't have to separate. Like you play for game time, I play for Phoenix, or just ours.
It'd be a cool idea where, like, if say there's 2 city tournaments and they get together, get the same location, one side's one side's the other,
and
then they work it out to where when they schedule their events, they stagger them so you can have an opportunity to play in both sides.
Well, and quite frankly, you could also, from a business standpoint, you could cut some of the costs. And the fact that you could sell more rooms because you're selling them for two different vendor groups, then at that point in time, the room itself would likely be free also. It's something that I think it's a great idea, Nate. I think it's something I wish we'd explore. I will tell you, you touched on it earlier. One of my things, one of my pet peeves about Indy, we're blessed with 4 soft tip vendors and a steel tip vendor. We really are. But I wish they would all do their stats and rankings the same way.
Exactly. Yeah,
Because
that would be awesome.
Yeah, every week I'm on different pages looking at different stats, looking at different for Siege players for the most part, and it's a challenge sometimes to figure out how they're doing some of the ratings and how they're rating some of the things, and so some of the stats are just useless to me, and it's unfortunate. I wish all the vendors would get together and say, hey, look, we're going to do it this way, and everybody do it this way. It would also go back to the point that you were bringing up about having 2 different vendors in one tournament. If you had the same way of rating people, you could still have the correct levels for different people, right?
Mhm.
So
I don't know if you remember, like when I first got here and I first started playing soft tip, it was your 0-1 score plus your cricket average, and that was your average. This
Mhm.
whole times 10.
yeah,
I also got to the point where if I see capped on an event, I just don't even look at it because I'm not going to go chase down stats. I don't even know what my stats are half the time. I'm not going to go chase down stats. Fine. If someone calls me, hey, we fit in this queue and play, and I'm able to play, that's different. But like, I won't go do the legwork to figure it out.
Right.
I will never do that.
That's fair.
well, I could build a spreadsheet, quite frankly, and rank every player in Indianapolis if only vendors would do their rankings all the same. I mean, I'd be glad to do that. It wouldn't take any minutes after the first time you set it up.
I know there's some issues with like I would not picking on them, but Phoenix and Darts Live coming from Japan over here, they're using the Japan format, the 17, 18, 23. Most people that play in G3 have no clue what that means.
Yeah. I'll tell you, take it as what you wish. Just an old guy telling young people what they should or shouldn't do. But play different vendors. You can play a multitude of vendors, play a multitude of bars and a multitude of blind drawers. You can mix with people that have the same interest as you, but quite frankly, could be a different age, a different religion, a different gender. It's fun to get out there. You have something in common that you can talk about, and I wish people would just move around a little bit. It's fun to see different people at different drawers. Speaking of which, I'm going down to On the Rocks Friday. Can't wait for that.
I don't know where that's at.
Down in Seymour, Indiana, they
Okay.
have beach volleyball out back. So I take a big old bottle of baby oil with me. Yeah, and I get out there.
He got it
doing
from
my
Benny's
little,
house.
yeah, do my little Top Gear and Top
right.
Gun thing. Right? And I get
Yeah.
out, do a little beach volleyball. And then after that, we do the blind draw.
All
It's
oiled up
fantastic.
still?
Oh, yeah, there's some great people down there.
Okay.
You're
Oh,
supposed
fantastic.
to try to get people to go, not people to stay
Yeah,
away.
well, yeah. No cameras, folks, no cameras. All right. Tatemae Honne, that's the name of tonight's Siege match. You know what that means? I know you do because I told you and you Googled
Know a
it.
little bit.
All right. I don't speak Japanese. I lived in Asia for a long time, but I know these. I know this is from a movie, I believe. I think it's from an old movie. Tatemae means things as they appear, and Honne means things as they truly are. So it's perception versus reality type thing. One of the fun things tonight, these 4 players, that's what made me think of this, because that's just how the sausage is made. We pick a player or two, and then we fill in the match, and we go through, and then we try and find something in common, something that we can come up with to title the show that is representative of the players that are on the show. All these guys are, your first impression of them is always different than your final impression of them. These guys, they're all wonderful people. They got that in common. And I'm not saying that because one of them is my son, but, maybe. But they're wonderful people, but there's something a little different about every one of them. Let's start off with the guy that you know best, Rodney. All right, Rodney Partin. All right, tell me about Rodney.
Rodney, I've been shooting with him, I'd say for 4 years at least.
Okay.
Maybe longer. And mainly out of the west side, Phoenix Darts.
Yep.
Good shot.
Good shot. What
I don't know how he is in steel because we do mainly play soft tip, so
right.
he might be out of his comfort zone. I'm not sure.
Well, I haven't known Rodney forever. I like his wife, Melinda, all right? And that's why I know Rodney, quite frankly. But I've seen Rodney shoot, and I've seen his game really pick up, quite frankly, over about the last couple of months. But Rodney's biggest asset is 28 years of experience, and I think that's a big part of his team tonight. He's shooting with Brandon, who's kind of new to steel, and he's kind of new to what's going on and everything that's going on tonight. But Rodney could be a calming effect. All right? It depends. But Rodney does get in his head a little bit, doesn't he?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But that knowledge, like, if you have to look back and ask your teammate, like, what should I do here? Rodney will be the guy that will be there helping you along the way for that.
Well, and it's one of the key things that we see on the siege. The faster the teams communicate with each other is usually the better the things are going to go for that team, right? Exactly. So we've seen that. They always end, by the end of the night, they all end up talking to each other. It just sometimes it takes one or two legs, and sometimes it takes 4 or 5. So it'll be interesting to see. But I'm looking forward to seeing Rodney play tonight. Brandon Weaver. Now, have you ever met Brandon? You might have run into him before.
Met him. I don't really know him, but I've met him. I've played against him. I haven't played with him, but just mainly line draws. Maybe ran into him at state.
Brandon, I've gotten to know Brandon as I spent some time over at Mikey's Bars, one of our sponsors. Good shout out to all of our sponsors. Checkered Flag especially, who sponsored this little interview thing we were doing right here. Got to know him. He shoots mainly out of Mikey's, but he's a Just Darts player and shoots them. And he's also gotten a lot better. It's a common denominator we'll see with all these players tonight. He's also gotten a lot better lately, and he's a big guy, all right. And he's one of those big guys that when you get to know him, he's the most friendliest, lovable guy, giving you high fives. Shouting for you, let's play a game, let's mix it up. But until you break that barrier through with him, sometimes you can't get an impression from him. He certainly is a lot different in what his reality is as opposed to his perception. And the same for his darts, because he's gotten really good. He's limited himself to the east side and to just darts. So he's not mixing it up too much with the big boys. But when he does, when he's comfortable doing that, he's going to be a power out there. He could be really, really good. I'm looking forward to seeing him shoot tonight.
He's very confident in his darts and his ability.
Yeah.
Which some people tend to think he's arrogant, but he's a confident. And he loves to have a good time. He loves to talk. He loves the banner. So that's why Jason likes him.
I feel
exactly.
that because I'm the same way. I'm probably overconfident sometimes. Like
hey, your darts
I'm not scared to play somebody. They might beat me, but I'm gonna play you.
I'm gonna talk about Keagan because I've known him his whole life. Because he is my son. Now he's usually our referee, and he's switching from referee to player tonight, which has some advantages, but I also think it has some disadvantages because Keagan cares about the show, and he's gonna be thinking, all right, is Sean doing what he needs to do? Is everything's running right? Is everybody happy with Smooth and what's going on? And I think getting out of that role to just be a player can be tough. All right, it's certainly been tough for Tim and tough for Sean and myself as we played. Keagan's going to experience that tonight. This is only his second time playing on the siege. Things as they appear, you would think, being my son, that his darts mechanics are perfect, and things as they really are, they are not. He rarely follows through. And that's his biggest hitch is whether he's going to follow through or not. If you see him pose at the end of his throw, he's following through. It's probably a good dart, and that's his key for him. Bobby Gravelle came from Ohio to be here tonight. Got to meet Rachel, his beautiful wife. Got to meet his little kid running around here too. Thank goodness. It's nice to have kids running around here again. Mm-hmm. What do you know about Bobby?
So I just met him tonight.
Okay.
Now he goes by the nickname Chewy.
Yep. You know why he goes by Chewy?
Yeah, he informed me he went in a Star Wars themed dart league.
Okay.
Where it was a team named Darth Vaders.
Okay.
Which also I'm in a Monday league with that same team name.
Yep.
But went through all different names like Empire Strikes Back, and then he got Chewy. There was an Obi-Wan, and just went through all the different names you could think of, maybe all the different puns.
Hey, I love me a Star Wars show.
And that's where he just got the nickname Chewie and rolls with it.
I'll tell you a little bit about him from the dart world. He's been shooting for about 15 years now, a little bit longer maybe. But he got really good at the first part of his dart career. And then he had his family had some health issues. COVID hit us. He had a little girl, so he kind of stepped away from darts a little bit. Now, God bless those health issues are over with, and the little girl's a little bit older, and so he has time to come back to play some darts. He's enjoying himself. He's having a great time, and he's starting to shoot some really good darts. His people out in Cincinnati are starting to have a little murmur about him coming back. He's someone that has a little bit of age, and mechanically wise, he throws a really nice dart.
Yeah,
so
saw a couple of them out there.
Yeah, we're going to play 15 legs tonight. All right, best of. So the winner has 8. What's your score prediction?
I'm gonna say Brandon and Rodney 8-5.
Brandon and Rodney 8-5. Timothy, what you going?
I'm also going to go Brandon and Rodney, but I'm going to go 8-3.
All right, I'm writing those down because both of you guys like to cheat. Okay, how that goes.
That's fair.
I don't know how you guys picked wrong. Without even, I mean, it's obvious who's going to win. It's going to be Keagan and Bobby, and they're going to win 8-4. All right.
Well.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna circle that and put a star by it right now. Folks, let me just take a quick second. Adam Kleinfinger, I know you lost your father today. Our thoughts and prayers are with you. I hope everything stays on the straight and narrow for you. And now's the time, my friend. So God bless you. We're all thinking about you. Hope everything goes well. To other friends, Tori and to Chris, I hear you both are on the mend, which is good to hear. It's great to see. We got Sean Rosner, who's going to keep score for us tonight, so that could be a show in itself. Let's go right to him right now. Let's roll that green light, Tim. Let's see what we got. 5 mics in them. Green light. Here we go, Sean. What you got?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the sea. Tatemae Honne. Is that right? We have Keagan and Bobby Chewy against Brandon and Rodney tonight. First up, cricket time. All the best. Keagan to throw first. Game on.
He's really good.
Yeah. Well, I think Keagan gave him a C+. Was it? All right, so Keegan's going to get us started here tonight. We're going to start out with cricket. And Keagan closes them on the last start. And this is Rodney stepping up right here.
We may have a
I don't see the
tablet
scoreboard.
issue.
All right, that means you got to do the commentary for a little bit there,
All right,
Mr.
Make like a
Timothy.
tree and get out of here. All right, well, he goes to get the new code for the Dark Connect. We're a little froze there. This is Chewy.
Nice solid 3.
3 mark.
Solid 3 mark there. He's right on the wire, too. I mean, he's going to start drilling triples.
Want to say they're both close?
Yep. Code's wrong.
Oh, the code's right. It's not. It's just frozen. Our intro took too long, so Jason's in there messing up. We're gonna get the new code and reset the tablet. Good. Our brother Frank the Tank tuning in. What's up, brother? What's up, brother? Wow, English, Frank. All right, let's hear in the chat. Who's got what? Who's got in this one? Wait. It just said game on, so it might. All right, we're working again, so we're good. It's working again.
You guys had 4 total. I'm just putting in totals, and then we can start from there. You guys had 2. And then you don't need stats.
Brandon starting off hot here.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back, sir.
So
Sorry about that, folks. Was that Brandon just hit a 7 mark?
He did.
It's like someone said he was going to shoot well tonight.
I guess Keagan's third dart was only a single because
3 mark.
there's 3.
we know Chewy came up and hit a 3 mark.
Well, I'm pretty sure between Keagan and Sean back there, it's correct to whatever's showing on the board, so we'll go with that.
2 mark.
I will say when we get to the 0-1, you will see Rodney drop down and shoot the 19. He'll take a stab at the 20. He loves trying for the 20, but once he doesn't feel comfortable with it, he goes right to the 19.
And here is Bobby. These mechanics are pretty gosh darn good, huh? Don't you think so, Tim?
Yeah, he's had a tight group in both wedges.
Yep.
Very smooth.
Brandon was the hot thrower, starting off with a 7 mark, and he drills a 17.
Yeah, his darts have come on. I
don't understand why you need it 118 once you hit the 17 there. Just close the 18. And then go back.
And that's where the steel tip side of things may just mess with his thinking a little bit because Keegan's going to take advantage of that and just try and build a point lead. Now, Rodney's, when he gets in his head, he starts shooting a little bit fast here. Let's see how he does.
Double 18.
Smart first start.
3 mark.
That's a good solid follow-up. So Bobby's going to be looking to shut that door, or is he going to try and point, or he can try and start a wedge over on the 16s. Let's see what he does here. Holds a precarious 15-point lead. Didn't think I'd use the word precarious today, but there you go.
Big words. He's
going to start that new wedge going at 16s. He really needs a trip right here, but solid darts with a 3. What are you seeing early, Nate? Are you seeing any more confidence out of any one of these players?
Brandon doesn't look nervous at all. His darts just seem to be landing where he wants them to go.
Yeah, he's out to a great start. Well, that's his worst throw so far.
Might have announced it.
Yeah,
curse. I don't know,
you get the commentator's curse on that one, didn't you?
Might have done it. That's a great dart.
Yeah, look at this. Look at
Fill
this.
it up, Keagan.
He's not even he wasn't posing, but he was throwing great darts.
Like father, like son, I say.
Pump the brakes, old man.
Proud of my boy. Proud of my boy.
I'm right.
It's cricket time.
I was saying you can't do that. That's what I was saying.
Now, Michael David saying 8-7, Bobby. And let me give a shout out to Gage. Shout out to the Outlaw Paul. Always love to see you.
Got Kyrie in there. As always.
Yeah, Kyrie, one of our biggest supporters. Got some info from him yesterday on one of the new players we're looking at. Thank you, Mr. Kyrie. Here is Bobby Gravelle.
We'll say I don't know what's going on with Facebook, but we don't have stars option.
Oh, really? Oh, that's fine.
No score.
Ugh.
Just outside.
Caleb, I just said it. I looked earlier and they weren't there. I don't know why they're not there. Jason probably did something on his personal account.
Yeah.
1 mark.
Jason, you say no. That's Jack. All right, Keaton's going to step up here. Does have the point lead. Bet a big 7 mark last round. Looking to close those 17s. Ooh.
He has a tendency to get frustrated when he misses his first start.
Well,
if he can learn to just let it go, but he lives and dies with every single dart right now.
Well, and he's at the cusp of being very, very good, right? And he follows through really well on the top side of the board, but when he's throwing the bottom side of the board, he tends to short arm it quite a bit.
If my first dart is off, I'll step back. Like when I'm saying it's way off, like I'm aiming at 20, I hit a 12. I'm like, okay, something was really bad.
Yeah, that's
reset. But if it's close, I'll just keep firing at it.
And you'll rarely see Keagan reset either. Bobby's going to go. Look at that, closes 17s in 1 dart. Oh, nice darts there by Bobby Gravelle. You guys may want to reconsider your picks.
4 mark.
As now they've climbed their way back into it. They hold the point lead. They've matching on wedges. Brandon looking for the trip right here. Ooh, just on
Think you got a
top.
3,
I'd
2.
argue they got back in because of the incorrect darts that Brandon and Rodney are throwing.
Yeah, I think it's like everything. It's a combination of both. Big dart there for Keagan, and he's going to the bullseye.
That's his brand new darts that he got yesterday.
Look
And he
at
kills
that!
it.
Look at that little
Let's
fist
go.
bump.
He is hyped.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
where-
still the second best starter in the Ives family. Let me just tell you that right now.
Right, first game goes to Keagan and Bobby.
Big dart there from Keagan Ives out of
shot.
Canby, Indiana, ladies and gentlemen. Well done, Keagan.
Like, that's my boy.
That's my boy. Big shout out and congratulations to Keagan and Emily. Recently announced that they have decided to tie the knot next November.
Congratulations.
Throw first and 501.
Are
Game on.
we gonna have a luck of the draw at the reception?
Yeah. They want me to minister it, which is even more scary, to be honest with you.
Big triple there. Let's
There you
Rodney.
go. Big darts there from Rodney, getting the team out going.
So Rodney always throws his first round to 20, and then if he's comfortable there, he'll stay.
Yep.
But like once he's not comfortable, he'll drop down right to the 19.
Well, and that's a good thing, right? That's what experience gets you.
He shoots about 4-inch darts. Like they're
Yeah.
super small.
Yeah, short darts. That's
Little missiles.
That shows his experience and age and how long he's been playing. Because back in the day, it was always having a shorter dart.
Let's look at Brandon here. That's a great second dart. That's a nice round from Brandon. Now, Brandon's got to be wondering, look, I threw back-to-back 7 marks at the start of that cricket game. We still lost. I thought they both shot well. Look at this from Bobby. Look at this. It's only one. Can he hit another?
we might have moved.
Drop
Yep.
down in the 19s because
83.
Tim switched the camera.
It's always that way, isn't it?
Yeah. Tim's fault.
Because I'm left-handed.
Pops saying a lot of words about Keagan in the chat here tonight.
No, that's
oh, your
that's
brother?
my brother. That's Frank the Tank.
Frank the Tank.
He will be here Friday
I
night.
think Rodney dropped one.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Well,
the wife
hey.
and kids are going to see T Swift, and
Well,
he's gonna be up. Mikey's hanging out. For
we
a
need to
little
have a special broadcast. Well, I won't get to meet him. I'll be down on the rocks.
bit. He can meet Mac though.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
40.
Brandon loves a vest. He loves a vest and he loves sunglasses on his head. And that's what I've noticed about him. I know him well enough now. I can actually make fun and not feel awkward about it.
Yeah,
like
and his
a-
sunglasses always match something on this.
Like a
you
weight
There we go.
thing.
His
Roll
sunglasses
together,
matches
fellas.
his Hey Dudes.
I got to, I've got to,
Team
last
effort,
couple of
let's
weekends I
go.
got to speak to him. Like, great dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, super nice guy. Here's another good guy right here. This is Bobby G. Chewy.
Someone said knock Bobby in the head.
Don't tell me I know this.
Tell him to slow down.
Well, you can tell he's really
45
good. It's,
scores.
you,
Yeah.
you can tell just by his mechanics. He used to be really good
You
at some
guys
point in
just stay on the
time,
quick
and
buttons, that'd be
hopefully it comes
great.
back out tonight. As you hear every week, players starting to loosen up a little in the arena.
26. It's a quick button the hard way.
All right.
They're making Rosner do the math.
Uh-oh.
Keagan is laser focused.
29 scored.
Yeah, he's laser focused, and he probably heard you guys' picks beforehand and felt a little offended and decided he's going to show you guys what it is.
41.
I know the one time I played on the Siege, you guys both picked against me. I was a little upset.
Well, that was the rules.
Yeah,
Wasn't
well,
it?
I mean,
I thought the rules are always
I tell you.
pick against.
Well, if you think about it, you're usually standing in my kitchen and you're listening to the opening segment and you're listening to the experts, quote unquote, pick against you. It's got to fire you up a little bit. It's got to get you going.
24.
Some I may be wrong. We'll prove right or wrong throughout the course of the night. But Bobby's best when he can throw the dart all at the same wedge, right? And he's doesn't feel comfortable just yet moving around the board too much. Like you said, Tim,
Yeah, he
Rodney's
dropped
going
down.
down in the 19s. 47 scored there, floating a little bit over to the 7s.
Now, one thing
47 scored.
like what Nate said,
Keagan,
really
you have
small
220.
setup, short shaft,
Good luck.
Yeah.
medium-sized barrel, small points. But it's the exact same setup in a soft tip too. He
I
doesn't
think he
change.
prefers the foldable paper flights or
Nylon.
Yeah,
Yep.
Or plastic.
Brandon,
Yeah.
you
as
require
small as you can get
140.
them.
Traditional
small
flights.
target.
Yep. He throws. They're either called, depending how old you are, they're either speed flights or cold crackers.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ed Baker saying, "What's up, fellas? What's up, Ed? It's good to
What
see you
up,
again, my
Ed?
friend." See Jesse in the chat. How you doing, Jesse? Travis, I got your message.
Ed
I'm
was my
working
one.
out a schedule, trying to get you in. Nick, what's going on? Saw you this last Sunday. It was great to see you. Gage, we said hi to you, and a big shout out to Rhino up in Lafayette. How you doing, sir?
What's up, Nick? I actually got to play against Nick's wife and Nick's dad last Friday.
Yeah, two good people right there. I don't know about that Nick guy. He's got a questionable character. But his darts are coming on strong.
There's 127.
Look at that from Bobby. Out of
Rodney,
Hamilton,
you
Ohio.
require 80.
This is the iffy way. He should shoot 20, but he could go 16.
Bobby wanted to give a shout out to his beautiful wife, Rachel, and his beautiful daughter, Miss Hannah.
He went to 15.
Hello, it's nice to see you.
Hello, Jeff Helmer.
There you go. Hello, Jeff Helmer is what she's saying.
72
What's going on?
He's not gonna like that.
Leaves an 8. Keegan's got 52
Keagan,
left.
you require 50.
All right, let's see what Keaton's going to do with here. Probably going to 12,
12
tops.
for tops.
No. What's that?
I think he.
Ooh,
hits the one.
that's
17
difficult. Leaves
forward.
his partner 35. He was going to
Brandon,
the
you require
famous
8.
16 double 18 route, which is a new thing the kids are doing. Brandon looking at the double 4 here for the 1-1 tie. Ooh, he floats that last one inside. He kind of blocked
7 years
himself a
ago.
little bit with that third dart, or that second dart.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
All right, Bobby just going to be looking at the
Tom, you
lower
require
side of the
35.
board. Get him 2 darts at the out here. Bobby looking at the 3. That 319 wedge anywhere in there works. The 3 will work. Double 16 for a 2-zip lead.
He's low in the 7 there. It's outside, though.
Ooh, just on the inside, but leaves his partner conveniently on a 16.
Rodney, you require 4.
Let's see what Rodney can do here. I think Rodney's lower side of the board is better than his top side. He's going to throw a cross at it. Oh, he's going to go to the madhouse.
Left it high. Let's see it.
That might be awkward for him.
Yeah,
Oh, left it high.
His darts lay flat.
they
That's
do.
the one thing about being small.
Keagan, you
Well, that's
require
not very nice calling him small, Tim. I'm just
His-
going to
his
say
darts
that
are
right now.
small.
It's how
Yeah.
you use them.
Tim's opinions are not representative of the company, although he owns part of it. Austin
There it is.
Harold. There you
Keegan's
go.
on fire.
Keagan wants it.
Yeah, you don't mess with the Ives boys, ladies and gentlemen. 2-zip lead.
He does have the most experience in the castle.
Well, he's here every week,
again.
right? He's the only one of us that gets paid.
Throw first. All the
Shout
best.
out to Justin Hightower. How are you doing, sir? Sean, how are you, sir? Jeremy Russell watching along. Hope everything is well with you, Jeremy. Steve Price in the chat. Steve-O, I haven't seen you in a long time. I do miss your ugly face, sir. I do. Yeah, I need to. Just need a every now and then, like once every 2 months, you need a night with a Price. That's an unfortunate
19.
bounce out. Get over it. There you go.
Moved it,
39
okay.
scored.
It's a solid 19. I'm all right. 39 is better than
You got the
26.
point lead, Rodney.
Steve Price wants to do live mic the next time he plays.
Well,
Everybody mic'd up.
yeah, he wants to play his mic'd up, which we did once, and we decided to mic up Adam. That was a really smart, wise choice of ourselves.
I remember back in the day we mic'd up Raymer, right?
Yeah,
Raymer and
yeah.
someone else.
It's kind of, sometimes when you got a microphone on, you act a little bit different, and it can be hard to do.
Skip thinks Nate's going to win. So.
I'm gonna.
He already lost. Sorry.
Yeah, let's give a special shout out to Skip Whitlock. Skip,
Thank
we
you for
appreciate
letting me use your dart,
Yeah.
Skip.
Skip, you're awesome. We all love you, Skip. Apparently, we didn't shout him out last week, and he sent stars, and he was a little upset with us.
He caught us going live
What's that?
when we were going live.
Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah.
45 scored.
45 scored there. Neither one of these teams kind of running away with it.
Nizzle Bo Dizzle in the house.
This is
Fellow
Rodney.
Nate.
Rodney shooting down to the lower side of the board. 19 is not having any luck.
Hey, he's
38 scored.
That's not good. That first start is a little scary for Rodney, right? He's usually pretty consistent with the 19s. Look at this from Bobby. Look at this from Bobby.
They're both
Load.
Ooh, 123.
123.
Didn't he just have a 127 or something?
I think you did.
Yeah.
127.
Let me say it.
Great darts there from Bobby. Solid darts.
41 scored.
Looked like an answer.
All right, up steps Keagan. Now, Keagan, you don't want to get too frustrated with yourself right out of the gate, but a great dart right there.
5 scored.
You're right. Keegan's a little bit more fired up tonight and focused tonight than what he usually is.
his focus is really there when it comes down when he gets to a double.
Yeah.
You can tell he's like locked in.
It's a better first start there from Rodney. Unfortunately, same results, but he's going to get a little frustrated with himself soon here.
Has to forget that.
One thing with Rodney is he may be struggling right now, but he'll hit that one good round and then he'll just be consistent.
Yeah, and he'll go forward from there. Speaking of good rounds, this young man had one last turn. Let's see what he does right there. A little low on that 19. He's going back up to 20s. Should stay up there. And he went bullseye. Nothing wrong with that. It's probably a smart play.
64 scored.
Leaves on a bogey, but Brandon and Rodney are pretty far away.
Yeah, Brandon's going to be upset with that, though. You could sense a little frustration coming in.
Yeah,
The first two games are
back to
getting
back
to him.
13s and 11s kind of.
Yeah.
Dart.
Great first from Keagan there.
Correct.
Triple
83
17
left.
here.
Oh,
he
he
goes
went the other way.
9.
Left his partner with 64. That's not a bad leave at all. Let's see if Rodney can't put up a big number, put a little pressure on this 64. Probably not going to get an out. Definitely not going to get to an out. But
28.
That's 43.
nah, that first one's
Bobby,
a...
you require.
It looked like 43 to me.
64.
No, it's 28. It was a single 20 and a single 5 and a trip 3. Or trip 1. He's going to make mistakes. Don't worry about it. All right, 48 left now. All right, he's going to stay right there. Double 16. Ooh, I think he dropped it low again. Yeah, he did. We've seen that a couple of times. When it's big stress pressure shot, he does seem to drop it low sometimes. But Keagan's coming up next. He's taking out the first games. Let's see what he can do here. Oh, this is looking good from Brandon. 99 scored.
Looked like he might have been scared of that second dart being loose.
Keagan, you require 32.
It's a very smart dart there. Well, these guys need to hit it early, take the pressure off, and Keagan does that on the first dart.
Keegan's new nickname is the closer.
Takes
3
in
for
a
3.
nice 3-zip lead.
Making me look like a fool is my guess.
I don't know who picked Keegan's team to win, but that guy should get a medal.
It's cricket time.
I was a little biased with my pick.
You see Sean just copying Keegan's
Rodney
thing
to
right there.
throw first.
I'd like him to
On
come
the
up with
left.
his own little call, you
Game
know?
on.
Keagan might grab his mic and do it himself.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't blame him.
We should have mic'd him up.
No score.
Jolin's loving Keegan's jersey.
Yeah, and it's a Deity design jersey. Keegan got that for his birthday. Yeah, Keegan's real fired up, real focused right now. Let's welcome to the mic Mr. Ron Thompson, who's joining us tonight as a special guest. How you doing, Ron?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Not bad, not bad. All right, give us your early impression, sir. What are you thinking?
I'm liking when things are going right now. Rodney needs to settle down just a little bit. He's letting too many missed darts affect the way he's shooting.
Okay, I understand that.
Everybody else is, Keagan's team is flowing pretty good right now.
Look at this from Bobby.
Another good one from Bobby.
Yeah, put some points on the board right there. Ron, how many of these players do you know? Do you know Brandon at all?
I do know Brandon.
What-
I played against him and with him before.
Yeah. What do you think of his darts tonight? How's he shooting right now for you?
He's shooting pretty solid for just being new to the steel tip type area. He's
Good
he
shot,
played a
Rodney.
league.
That's a
One-
big
one
darts
lead.
right there from Rodney, folks. Nice little 5 mark of his up, putting some points on the board.
In 19.
Yep. In the 19s, his favorite.
19s are his favorite.
Yeah, carry on, Ron. Didn't mean to interrupt you. I
Oh, no, you're
apologize.
good. But Brandon throws a really good solid dart.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. He's a great shot. It's hard to coax him out of the east side,
Yeah.
you know?
South side.
Southeast side.
Southeast.
Yeah. Here he is, the guy we're talking about, Brandon Weaver. Now, these guys in the first match had a big lead in cricket, but kind of wasted it away, not pointing when they needed to. Let's see if they let's see what happens this round. They find themselves behind in points, an unfamiliar position for them.
So Chewy's been shooting very well this round.
Yes,
Yep.
his first time shooting, he does throw a pretty solid dart as well. Doesn't venture off. He groups
No.
them real good.
Yeah, he does group them real good. The thing I said earlier on is only time I've seen him struggle at any point, and I just proved me wrong, is when he has to throw around the board a little bit, when he has to switch from left to right or up to down.
Sometimes people don't transition as well as others. on
Yep,
that.
exactly. I just don't use the word transition because I'm not as educated as
Rodney,
you
the
are.
19s are closed, Bo. Maybe that first dart was at
Yeah.
16.
He had to get that pointer dart in.
Yeah. He needed something to bounce a flight off of. Well, and if I would, if I could do anything to Rodney right now, I'd just try to tell him to take 3 seconds between each dart. Yeah, slow down a little bit. Keagan just methodically moving around the board.
He's more aerodynamic today, I could tell.
Yeah.
He's
Got those ears lower.
Got a haircut for the camera.
Yeah, he's definitely shooting the board a lot better than what he did last night. I'll say that much.
Yeah, he made it out the sidelines at Rosner's steel tip draw.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. Mr. Rosner puts on that steel tip draw. He's keeping score for us tonight, so we're taking Darts is taking him away from his family 2 nights in a row. So a big shout out to Amanda and her family for allowing us to do that. But he does put that sidelines drawer at 7:30 on Mondays. It's a steel tip drawer. It's one of the only ones going on in Indy. Please, folks, get out and support that whatever you can. They do a lot of things. They're very welcoming when you get there.
Me and Nate partnered up last night and took it down.
5 mark on the
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Good time.
Tim's there too, always. So, but usually find myself, Tim, or Keagan out there on Monday nights.
Ron's always out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rodney's been out there a lot.
More importantly, Ron's wife, Robin, is always out there.
Yes.
She actually
She played last
shot
night.
She
pretty
played
good,
last
too.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
she shot well.
As Rosner said, she carried him through things.
Well, that's not saying much.
All right, Keagan carrying a big point lead here. He just needs to close 16s. Should be routine. He does that
There
with
it
the
is.
first dart. Floating over to 15s now. Drops that first one like most people do, a little bit low.
So 4.
His is a follow through issue.
Yeah.
He tries
Yeah.
to place the dart instead of just
Yeah.
throwing it.
He's had that same follow-through issue since he was 6.
If only he had a coach that could break him out of it.
Yeah. Well, I broke him out of it on top side of the board, but I can't break him out. Whenever he's throwing down low, he likes to just short arm it a little bit.
He should put a little lean in it like you do.
Yeah.
A little lean
Well,
into that posture.
it'd be the first time son listens to his father about how to throw a dart.
Is that in?
It looks like it.
Looks like a single. That might be in.
We're going to go to the bullseye now.
That's 4.
Mr. Rosnick confirming for us that is 4, so they're building that point lead, and this is a quick lead. You guys were really wrong in your predictions, weren't you?
Well,
Let's
they
get
stop at 5. I have a chop
Yeah.
shot.
Ron, what was your prediction? I heard you walking around the kitchen making a prediction earlier on. Rodney here with starting out with a nice
Put
ball.
an 8-7 with Rodney and Brandon on there.
So you were wrong as well.
Well,
I still got plenty of time, more like the other guys.
That's fair.
there's
That's
no
fair.
skunk rule here, is there?
Nah, well, no.
We call it the Rosner rule.
Yeah.
No,
The green rule.
rule.
There you go. Keegan hitting a bullseye of his own.
There's another.
That's two of those bad boys.
Yeah, when we
Need
were
a
playing
bunch.
a Saturday night draw, Keegan come up the sidelines and threw up there for about a good hour or so. I'm up ready to get a little practice.
There's one.
That's a double.
Oh,
There's
look
two
at that
doubles.
from Brandon
Two
Weaver.
doubles.
Solid 4 bullseyes right there.
Pretty
It
nice.
ain't over yet.
Maybe now.
I think he heard you talking.
Yeah, Brandon's a gosh darn good shot. That's my best American accent right there. He's a gosh darn good shot.
Wow.
Good boy.
There you go.
Well,
And we are 4-0. Big dot there from Bobby taking out the bullseye.
That is the first leg
Yeah.
that Keagan did not take out.
Well, and Bobby's like, listen, I got a long drive home. We got to finish this in a hurry.
Back to 0-1, fellas.
We're going to go back to 0-1 here. We're going to see Brandon and
Gonna throw
Keagan.
first. All the best. Game on.
Oh, no.
Rosner's losing the energy.
Yeah, you can tell.
Keegan's
There's
not,
a big
he's
ton.
keeping that solid throw going.
Yeah, he's and let's try to be as objective as I can. Keegan's darts realistically probably the best he's been throwing in a long, long time. When he puts the time in and warms up and gets practice going, he's shooting extremely well right now. And there's a lot of things going on in that young man's life, so it's really good to see.
That's good.
Yeah, he just recently got a promotion at work
Yeah. Yeah.
and got engaged.
Let's give a shout out to everybody in the chat joining us today. Thanks for having us. Thanks for being along with us. Please give us a like, give us a share. Let's get these
60 scored.
let's get these players the viewers that they deserve. Glad to see Chris Warner's in the chat with us. Chris, how are things going? I hope everything is well.
Big shout out to all of our sponsors: A to Z Darts, Checker Flag, Sideline Sports Pub, Magic Wear, Mikey's.
Miss-
121.
On the rocks.
Nice darts there from Brandon. Solid 121, keeping his team right in it. Shout out to Phil. Shout out to Melinda, Miss Partin, or Mrs. Partin, I say. Shout out to Hannah. I'm sure she's related to the Gravelle somewhere or another.
That's it says, "Proud of you, Father." Yes,
Yeah.
Father, I'm proud of you.
Yep. Proud of you, Pops.
Nice. I was wondering if Rodney was going to go back to the 19.
Well, and if his partner hits a 121, hopefully that'll
41.
calm him down a little bit, slow him down a little bit. They're still in this leg right here. They need to get one on the board. I think they get the first one on the board, they'll start to build that confidence, build that big momentum. And I think it'll break the confidence of this team because right now Bobby and Keagan are just lighting it up.
Yeah, they
Oh,
are.
you're going to make me do math.
Yeah,
thank you.
121.
Keagan fixed. He's like,
Yeah.
"You're gonna make me do math," and Keagan's like, "I got you, bro."
Yeah. Yeah.
7 scored.
I have been there.
Wrong wedge.
That's what happens when you're down by 4 games. Quite frankly, it's a great grouping of darts, and you're about an inch away from where you need to be. Unfortunately, that can happen. Keegan going the right way here. 18's to open. Misses that second. 86 left.
Hit that
Should
trip
stay at the 18.
Yeah.
Whatever you say. 54
Almost right
scored.
there on it.
I do know that.
I do know.
That.
Rodney's a big shot here.
Yep. There it is. That's a nice trip. You need at least one of those. Oh, that's unlucky on that bounce out. But still, you got to be happy with 64 scored. That's okay.
I knew it on my head. but I
You're a
didn't
little
know
bit
it.
closer. Let's see what Bobby can do here.
Bobby, Chewy, you require 68.
What's crucial here is that he sets himself up where he can have 2 darts at the out. Let's see if he can do that.
Triple 20, double 4.
That's the way I'd go.
That's how I do. Easy math.
Double 16.
Double 16 for a 5-zip lead. Ooh,
he
dropped
dropped
it
it
low.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time.
Yeah, he's hit
Right there
that
at
number
the
7
7.
almost every time when he only does it when he has that last start to shoot at that double. And I guarantee that's what he's saying to Keagan right now.
Brandon needs to put some kind of pressure on.
He's
Yeah.
at least a
Keagan.
ton.
And he's more than capable of hitting some big numbers. Did that end? No, it's just on
Oh,
top.
I thought it was in.
Wisely steps over. That's a good move right there. It's unlucky.
41 scored.
Yeah, it's unlucky. Caught the flight and bounced out.
Keagan, you require 32.
All right, we're going to see that focus from Keagan again as he zooms in on a double 16.
Double 8. Oh,
Yeah,
Dropped it.
Scored.
got a little hop in his step all of a sudden.
Still no pressure yet.
All right, let's create a little pressure right here, Rodney.
that's a great start.
Yeah, now you're talking.
Ooh,
That'll
he's
work
trying to
though.
find it.
That will work.
That does work. Was that 94?
94 scored.
Good job, Ron.
Oh, I can do math very, very quick.
The math is mathing over
Bobby,
here.
you require 16.
A little bit of pressure on there now. He drills it on the first one.
Gonna go low, I bet.
Oh, he's got a little bit of a yip here.
Yeah.
He said that he developed a slight little hitch to where when he's walking up or while he's at the board, and that's why he does
Ooh, and that third one was close.
Yeah, outside.
But yeah, you can see it. You know,
Okay, once
and
he got rid of the first one, he's fine.
Brandon, you
if it's gonna bring it
require
out under the
Shanghai
cameras and the
120.
lights, that's when you're gonna see it, unfortunately. But let's see what
Triple,
Brandon can do
single,
here.
double.
Shanghai in the 20s.
That's a good start. Triple 20 for tops.
Oh, these guys have had all the bounce outs tonight, and they've come at difficult times for them. That's all right though. Held it together.
That second dart hit the back of the first, though.
Yeah.
Keagan
It didn't even make it to the board.
requires 16.
I would almost say I taught him how to do that, the bounce out.
All right,
You
watch,
are
That's
notorious
not
for
something you
that.
should be proud of.
It's not.
watch Keegan's follow through right here. That's going to tell you how it's going to go. That's a
Good
great
aimer.
marker. He's going to move over so he can use it as a backboard. Ooh, comes inside.
Double 4.
Oh no.
Wow.
That is 9
I think Keagan
scored.
rushed that dart a little too much.
Yeah, and that puts them in a difficult
Robbie,
spot
you
with
require
7.
80.
He might have said it's been too easy and he wants
Yeah.
a challenge.
And I'll tell you what, someone slipped him a $20 bill, obviously. Rodney going off the board there in that first one. He wishes he had that one back. Going to the triple 16.
The triple 16 would have left 32.
He hit the trip.
That's 20.
7 and 12.
Yeah, Rodney just rushed that first start. He's going to regret not doing that.
Chewy, you require 7.
Yeah.
Three for double 2.
This is, it's going to be a situation regardless where he's going to have to switch around the board a little bit. Does the 3, double 2.
It's a good marker.
That's a great marker. Ooh.
Puts him in the madhouse.
Uh-oh. New life. Here comes Mr.
Brandon,
Weaver.
you require
He's looking at 61.
Does he go bull or trip 15?
I would go bull, but I
Me
don't know
too.
what he would.
Yeah.
That's just trying to see which way he might go.
He's talking to Rodney right now. That's good. That's good to see right there. They're talking to each other, talking about how to do it, what to do. He went 19s.
So he's got 54 left, 14 for tops. Or 18, double 18.
82 or 42 left, right?
No,
No,
he
it's
hit
a-
a 7.
It's a
That's
7.
7.
Yeah, it's a 7.
All right, double bull. Oh, he floated on top, but he leaves his partner with a double 15.
I pushed the button, it didn't go.
24, 31. 31
His
scored.
famous last words. All right, Keagan steps up in the madhouse.
Keagan, you require the madhouse.
This is the average killer right here. He's going to be looking to throw this one off the board like that and then follow it from there. There it
Got it.
is.
Nice
game,
hit.
And
Yeah.
the fist bump to go with
Yeah,
it.
we've seen that a couple of times tonight. I like that.
Confidence is high.
That was so much fun. Let's run it back, fellows. Another round of 0-1.
After
Rodney
this
to
match,
throw
we're going to go
first.
over to singles.
All the best.
And
A
we'll have
game
quick
on.
Could we
45
end it
second
at
video.
singles? The
What's
way
that?
they're going right now?
Yeah.
The singles could be it if they don't pick it up.
Yeah, it could happen. It's never happened before in the history of the siege.
You calling a whitewash?
Nah. I don't think
That
so.
is
I heard Rodney say those words last night as he was walking out
Well, he didn't want to have a white
Rodney
wash
Partin's
happen.
here
at the draw
party.
last night.
That's a huge third there.
Scored.
That's a nice, good last start.
Gets that 1 point lead over Rodney.
31 scored.
I think Brandon's starting to think a little too much right now.
Yeah. He was trying.
Yeah,
I
he
think
started
was
off
trying to
smooth.
think-
Needs to find it again.
Nate said Keegan's new dart in the game nickname, Mr. Clutch.
Yep.
Sounds
21
right.
scored.
Bobby giving him an opening.
Oh, Rod, put something in there. Grab that confidence back.
That huge shout out to Rodney. He actually brought food for everybody tonight.
45 scored.
Yes, thank you, Rodney.
Yeah, we need to recognize our sponsors. Big shout out to A to Z Darts. Thank you for everything you guys do. Checkered Flag sponsor our interview camp. You ever want something good to eat? I'm telling you, in Indy, a reasonable price. Go to Checkered Flag. Shout out to On the Rocks. Going down there Friday. Looking forward to seeing some of my old friends down there at On the Rocks. And a big shout out to those who supplied the food tonight. Sidelines, Carlos and Nikki over at Sidelines. Thank you for everything you do for darts. We appreciate every one of you.
Big shout out to Mikey's Pub and Grill.
Mikey's, everything you do. I'm usually over there on Sundays, folks. If you want to come say hi, I love talking about the show, talking about what's going on. So please come on over. Mikey's at 2:00 on Sundays. Tim, you're playing in the league there on Friday nights, right?
Played there on Friday night. Brandon plays.
That looks like
Art Boucher plays. It's a great league.
That's a fun league, isn't it?
It's overfilled, so that's interesting.
Yep. That's a fun league.
Scored.
Is that a cap lead?
What is Overfield?
There's more teams
Don't worry
than
about that
dartboards.
little guy.
Oh, okay. So multiple bye weeks.
And they have 8 dartboards there. It's
Yeah, so
it's a fun league.
It's
And they have a blind draw right afterwards.
I've been to one of the Mikey's Sunday draws.
Yeah.
well,
but
this is on Friday night. So this
Oh,
is
okay, never mind.
it's a mixed doubles league, and the cool thing is the majority of their teams are very even.
Yeah.
It's more a lot of bringing new players in and pairing them with an experienced player to get them up. So Janet's in
fun
that
league.
league.
Big lads
Art
there from
Boucher,
Keagan.
Angela Boucher, the whole Lotson family minus Nick is in there. So and you got some new ads. Danny Kidd and Lisa Ditchley's in there. I mean,
It's a good league.
Detroit,
Brandon's there.
Detroit and
Sounds
his
fun.
wife
Yeah.
are in there. So I mean, it's
46.
a great league. It's especially if you want to shoot with your wife, significant other that doesn't know anything about darts. It's literally the best league to get into because the majority of the people there have a good time. So
Yep, Bobby's pulled his arm down back and forth a little bit. I don't know if it's a math thing or if it's a yips type thing, but
it's
Hey.
working.
Well, looks like
It's
he hit
working.
it. Looks
Look
like
at
it.
that.
33.
Looks like a
133 leaves his partner with 40.
Yep. 133 scored.
just like he drew it up.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to do it. Big
I've
dart
never
set
done
from
that, so
Bobby
don't know,
Gravelle,
man.
and he's shooting superbly tonight. Both him and Keagan are really on fire. It's not so much a case where Rodney and Brandon are shooting bad as much as those guys are just shooting really well. 43 scored.
In these last two 0-1 games, they've
Keegan, you
increased
require
their
40.
team average from low 40s to mid 50s.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
it just shows how consistent they've been the last two legs.
all right, they finally had a bounce out. Keegan to court that, he would have been
That's
able
'cause
to shoot it again.
That's because I forgot to push the camera.
Oh,
20
just
scored.
20 scored. All right. Well, let's get down and out. Let's take baby steps. A big ton right here wouldn't hurt. It's not a great start. Oh, I'd
He
say
threw that one sideways.
Yeah,
It hit
yeah,
sideways.
That one, he might have rushed it a little bit. You know, it's difficult when you're in that arena and you're down by a
Bobby, you
little bit. You
require
start to get a
20.
little frustrated. But they still got 3 games that they can give up. So, it's not over yet. We've seen people come back from worse. And like we talked about before, I think they
And
just
that's game.
that's the leg right there for
Moving the
Bobby. Great
singles.
darts right there. But I think if Brandon and Rodney can just
All right,
get
it's
one leg
time
going.
for singles ready to mingles.
All right, so we're gonna
First
take
up,
a
we
quick.
have Keagan versus Brandon. And
Folks, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to take about 60 seconds while Sean takes his time to set up the board. So stay right with us.
And we'll be right back.
New shot launch, September
After we come back to that,
2024. I'll be
the ad
throwing
read.
and reviewing every new barrel paired with the one-piece flight deck system. A bunch of new colors are available now. Very different
Yeah,
barrel
you
shapes
cover that
and
if you
grooves
can.
going on with the 2 new Celt models and the brand new Roman Empire model. I'll start the leg with the Celt Tyrannus, followed by Roman Empire Juno, and finally the Celt Valor. That exact rotation. Okay, here we go. Tornos gripping in the rear. Yeah, Ton 80. Cue the dance. Thanks, Will. I started with the Tornos for a reason. It's one of my favorites. That rear-weighted carrot shape is the bomb.com. Treble 18 for double 12. Yes. No. Double 6. Yes. Beautiful darts. I expect nothing less from shot. Always focused on decorative milling and making sure to come out with variations of the already popular Celt and Roman Empire series. Good on ya. My favorite's Tyrannus.
All right, we're back.
All right, we're back live, folks. Thanks for staying with us through that. I'm going to do a real quick ad read while we're early in this match. Don't forget to browse A to Z Darts, start of the month before it's gone, and enter the monthly raffle. Giveaway winners will be announced on their socials. While you're at it, check out the newest 180 launch as well. Just click the banners over at atozdarts.com. Thanks for doing that, folks. I appreciate you. Thanks for our patience. And here we have Keagan. They're out. All right. Looks like the other team's got a little point lead.
This is singles. So this is Keagan
Oh,
versus
yeah.
Brandon.
Brandon working that low side of the board. Opened up would look like 6-17s, which is not bad at all. It's going back to that point lead.
Only managed one.
He's on the struggle bus a little bit here.
Well, and he's a soft tip player. Doesn't play a lot of steel tip darts, and he's probably getting a little bit used to the wedge, and it's probably getting a little bit warm out there in the arena right now.
2.
4 mark?
2 mark.
Only 2.
All right, Keagan working those 19s, grabbing a 2 mark. Brandon still with the point lead right here. Still working those 17s.
He shouldn't try to. He should just try to point. He shouldn't try to do what he just did.
Well, I don't disagree with you, Tim, but I think if you're confident in doing it, then do it. And he's probably a little bit concerned about Keagan putting some points on the board with a 19,
2 mark.
as he did right there. It took the point lead. Keagan takes a point lead, 95-85. Brandon's going to go back to work in the 17s. Takes that point lead back with the first start. Builds on it with the second.
2 mark.
I feel like on that last round when he missed that 17, he just wanted the 19 to reset. Like anything, just get me going.
Yeah, he got in too much of a rhythm. That's a big first from Keagan there with a trip. He's going to move over to the 17s, try and shut that door. And he's able to do it.
Quick work of it.
Great 5 darts there from Keagan.
He was posed in between each dart he threw.
Yep. Brandon going up to 18. Smart move. Oh, it's unfortunate on that.
That might have been
2
it.
mark.
Yeah.
It always looks good when it bounces out.
I was worried about that second one bouncing falling out too, to be honest with you. It didn't go straight in and clicked off that first dart. This is a typical Keagan pattern, low, high, and then in the center for a single. So Brandon's still going to have the opportunity here.
Almost the exact same shot.
Yeah.
1 mark.
Able to close them, though, so does put pressure on Keagan to hit 2 18s here. Let's see if his first one's low. It is. Let's see if this one's high. Oh, it's right there, though. That's a big trip right there. Shuts that door, goes back to the 16s.
He placed that last one, didn't he?
Yep.
Didn't really fall through.
Yeah, when it, he has throwing low. I've said it a couple times. Throwing low side of the board. He has a problem with follow throughs. Brandon working at 16 now. Gets two of his own. Brandon just doing whatever he can. He needs to get that point lead back. Keagan needs to close the door in the 16s. He's wasted 2 darts at him right here. He only needs 1. Oh, look at that. It's a huge third. It rescues him again. Unfortunate here for Brandon.
I would say Keagan must be really happy with currently shooting a 2-8 right now.
It might be a 4.
Yeah.
Hey, 4 mark.
That's a solid 4 mark there from Brandon. Yeah, well, and he just got new darts yesterday, so you know what you like when you get new darts. You're
laser focused
you're
on it.
laser focused with them. So
What kind of dart is he throwing?
It's the new target dart that came out last week.
yeah, I got it written down somewhere. Let me check my notes.
2 mark.
Target Expo.
Yeah.
It's a 22 gram. He'd like to give a shout out to Emily and both of his families.
Triple 10.
Brandon would like to give a shout out to Bob and Robbie Weaver. I assume they're relations. And big shout out to one of my favorites, someone we're going to see up on the show here in a couple of weeks, and someone who's currently sitting on my staircase, Miss Amy Jordan. I'd like to give a shout out to her.
She's been carrying them for years.
Yes, she has. Shout out to Nate Turner and Randall Keys. You need like to mention that everything that Randall has taught him. Keegan switching over to Bulls right here. That's a smart reset right there. That's very, very smart. Like to think I taught him that. Probably not true, though.
There's a 3 mark.
Ooh.
1 bowl. Yeah, 18's your post.
Keagan just needs 2 here. No.
No score.
All right. Well, we've seen Brandon hit 2 double bulls. Well, that's unfortunate.
You got a 16 out of it.
Stay here on the Bullseye Cam. Available for sponsorship if you're interested.
I knew that was coming. Always be selling.
No score.
Looks like Keegan's sporting the sunflower flyers.
He was scaring it, and they found it.
Yeah, he's getting right there. Shout out to one of our contestants from last week, Janet Pope in the chat. How you doing, Miss Janet? Pleasure to see you.
Janet also plays on Friday night.
Shout out to my buddy Scott. Hope you signed up to play pretty soon, Scott. Shout out to Tanya.
No
Got to see
score.
her a couple days ago.
Bullet, we are playing out of Canby, Indiana, which is a suburb of Indianapolis.
About 15 minutes outside of Indianapolis, my friend.
A huge old castle.
Yep.
1 mark.
Just like it's in the picture, right?
Exactly.
Only the people that have been here know what the picture looks like.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Keegan needs 2 bullseyes here. There's 1. That one was low, it
That's
looks
a 2
like.
mark.
We said Amy's coming in a couple weeks. She's playing on one of our favorite shows, the Battle of the Sexes, right?
I don't know. You know, there's been some movement in that area. I need to talk to you about it.
Oh, the guys are scared.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, well, I mean,
1 bowl.
you're playing Miss Perfect mechanically. Mechanically perfect. Amy's playing here tonight.
I think I accidentally picked up Brandon's darts, thinking they were set on the table earlier when I was warming up.
Keegan just needs 1 bull right here. Yeah, what you think?
No
He did not.
I
Follow,
liked him.
He did
Yeah.
not follow through.
But actually, your guys' barrels, I think I liked. And I'm just used to throwing skinnies and those little, like, I don't know what you,
Yeah.
bomber type torpedo style. I don't know what that is.
One mark.
The Siege Dart is available in the gift shop.
It's very nice. I think
By
my
gift
first 6
shopping.
were 20, 20.
By the gift shop, I mean the table over
The
there in the
gift
corner.
table?
Yeah, the little gift table.
Keagan again, just looking for one bullseye.
Needs to follow through here.
Yeah.
That's closer. That's a good one.
Pose.
No score.
He's going to short on him. Brandon giving opportunities here, but he needs 3 just to get back to that point lead.
Can't tell if his arm's getting tired or.
Melinda wants to know
score.
when you're going to read Rodney's card.
Uh-oh. Well, we love Rodney, and he would like to give out a shout-out to his daughter and to the grandkids watching along with us at home.
We are in the barn. So to
We're
speak.
in the barn. Uh-oh. As Keagan takes that leg. No, a big shout-out to you guys. We really appreciate you joining us. Miss Melinda, give them all hugs and kisses for me. I hope they're proud seeing Dad and Granddad playing darts here tonight with us.
Bobby.
Bobby
Wet.
and Rodney.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to read the rest of the ad script right away. Don't forget to browse A to Z Darts start of the month before it's gone and enter the monthly raffle. Giveaway winners will be announced on their socials. While you're at it, check out our newest 180 launch as well. Just click the banners over at A to Z Darts.com. I did a really good job of reading that.
You're 2 for 2.
I'll tell you what I did is I printed it in big letter for old guys.
Oh, you can actually
Right?
see.
Yeah, so I don't have to hold it up
screwed it
close
up,
to my
guys.
nose or nothing.
In case anyone's listening. I ruined it.
Keagan, he needs you.
He said I ruined it.
He's on the
I
mic. I
ruined
ruined
it.
it.
Ron, go in there and give him a hand, will you?
You need me
Ron's-
to?
Yeah, yeah. Whoa,
Oh, that was-
hey, yo.
Hey-oh.
There you
That
go.
was loud.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
hurt himself.
Time for a commercial break, folks.
I think he's shocked himself.
Don't worry about it, folks. We're going to stay here right here. It's a pleasure having Sean doing our scoring for us tonight.
You know what I screwed up?
You didn't knock the power out, so that's good.
Guess what?
All right,
Who
we'll
invited you?
we'll take them off mic for a little bit while
Yeah.
they're correcting that.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll
Uh,
get it right here in just a second,
While
folks.
while they're fixing, now available at magicwear.com, the Siege V2 and V3 jersey. You can hit that scan the QR code on the screen, or go to magicwear.com and just type in To The Point Streaming. Also, our original blue jerseys there.
And I think a hoodie I saw on there.
Yep, there's a hoodie. It's the original blue one. I know I have one, and I believe Cody
Yeah,
have-
Cody Snyder's got one.
Cody
too.
Schneider's got one.
Yeah,
He was the
yeah.
first one to have one that I seen. So
I have both those.
All right, let's go back. Let's see what's going on. See if
All
they
right.
got it.
hey, we're back.
And we're back at it.
He did not
All
ruin
right.
it.
Get it. All right, folks. We are back for another round of singles cricket. Rodney to throw first. All the best.
Big shout out to Ron Thompson
Okay,
jumping
all.
in there and fixing it.
Yeah, thanks, Ron. Big shout out for you for doing that. Appreciate it.
Get you
All
another
right.
water.
Well, they're in the barn, so he's got to win to stay alive right here.
Yep, it's do or die here.
Yep, you got to win to stay alive. We haven't had a shutout in a while. I don't like them, so I'm glad we haven't. Let's hope we don't have it tonight.
Thank you, Ron. Appreciate
Ron,
you.
appreciate you doing that, man. What was the problem?
I
Rosner.
don't even know what he did.
Yeah.
Rosner.
Amanda's been saying that forever. I don't know what he did.
Good start from Chewy.
Three.
Yeah, solid 3 mark there from Chewy. Let's see what Rodney can do. It puts him on the 19s, and he's already
Just
got a
living
mark.
it.
Yep. Let's build some confidence right here. That's not going to do it with that second dart,
They've
though.
had
That'll
good
do it.
They've
recovery.
had way too many wayward darts.
Yeah. Yep. You don't like seeing that, but
Yeah.
and to be fair, from what I've seen these guys shoot in the past, Rodney's not shooting as well as I've seen him shoot in the past before. And Brandon, Brandon's he's shooting lights out or he's not. There's no in between with Brandon, unfortunately, right now. But
I would say the big issue is they're consistently playing soft tip and very rarely playing
Yeah.
steel.
yeah,
Where and we say it every single week, the
say two
emphasis
more.
on following through when you're throwing the dart is huge in steel
I
tip.
agree. I agree, and I think a lot of it's psychological too. You know, it's a lot of it's you think you're playing a different game, so you tend to move around a little bit too.
You can get away with
Yep.
placing the dart in soft tip.
Absolutely.
Because the dart just glides
Guilty
to
of
the
that.
board, and the
One
wedges are bigger,
Yep.
and the bullseye's bigger. And steel tip, you really need to be dialed in on your mechanics, dialed in on following through.
But and I'll tell you right now, at any point in time, these guys can turn it back on.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
mean, we've seen some brilliant darts out of Brandon tonight, and we've seen some really good darts out of Rodney at times
Yep.
too. So
It only takes one leg win
yeah,
to
and everything
really
can change.
go, okay, now
Yep.
just don't look at the whole match. Look at one leg at a time. Let's win the leg in front of you, and then the next thing you know, we're tied 7-7. So
Well, we always like to have the players back
Bobby
for
short
2
game.
visits.
Yep.
So if nothing else, let's hope Rodney and Brandon can learn a lot from this visit. But it's not over yet, and let's see what Rodney can do with the 18s right here. He's going to go down to the
Yeah,
17s.
the mark on it.
I like that. He already has a mark in the 17. Just
Yep.
throw them all there. Get as many points as you can.
Just
take-
build it up.
Hopefully get the point lead. Take the darts out of
Yep.
Bobby's hand.
Well, and it's going to be tough for Rodney right now. He knows he's down. He knows he's in a bad shape. I wish he would just take a second before he starts throwing that first dart. Take a breath.
Also, everyone that knows Rodney, he, in his mind, this is his fault. Like
Yeah.
he takes the blame for everything.
Yeah,
He
well,
always does.
yeah.
His
we
first
don't want
starts in the
that at all.
garage tonight, I think it was trip 20, 20, single 20, and
Yep.
then he's probably gotten in his head from there and hasn't forgiven himself. But
Yeah, well, he's capable of some brilliant darts, right? But it's like anybody that's on the siege, quite
I mean,
frankly.
I had the pleasure. He was my partner, I think, 3 weeks ago on
Sure.
that Monday night steel tip draw, and we went through one, and he shot phenomenal.
Yeah.
He threw it to 20 once, and then never threw it to 20 again.
Yeah, and he
Went
put some
locked
points
into
on the
the-
board
he's
right
the
there.
type of guy that will throw phenomenal and still apologize and say what he could have
Yeah.
done
Yep.
better. And
Yeah. He always
that's how he is.
He always thinks critically of himself.
I love him to death. I love him and Melinda and his
Oh, they're
and his
great
wife.
people.
Yeah, just good people.
Yeah, I
right?
play with Rodney on Mondays up at Whiskey Bent in the
Yeah.
soft tip league. And
Yeah, he was
he
pretty.
asked me if I'd play with him. He said he wanted to get himself back to where he was way back in the day.
Sure.
2 mark.
But it's all mental with him.
Yeah.
Right?
He was
It's
he was
yeah.
pretty bummed out. The team he was supposed to play Monday, he wanted to play there and then come down to the draw.
Yeah.
The person showed up late, so
Yep.
Yeah.
oh, last night.
Monday, last night.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to be working the 17s right here. That's a great dart right there.
Yeah.
87 points. He's got the point lead. He's going back up to 18s, which I don't
Trying to
hate
get a
it.
second house.
I don't hate it. You're on a roll. All right, Bobby finds himself behind in points for the first time. Let's see what he can do right here. Does he go 18s?
No.
He went up to 20s. Trying to build that, get that point lead. He does that. Leaves himself only one dart to play with, and he just builds his point lead.
I would say in soft tip, if I had that mark in the 18,
Yeah,
and
in
just
soft
that, I
tip.
would probably shoot that.
Yeah.
Well, and here it is right here, right? So he's 2 17s away from taking the point lead. That's a double? Is that a double?
That's a,
It's a single and a single one.
no, it's a double.
It's a
Was it?
double. Yeah, he did get a
Ooh.
double. So he takes a wedge lead and does put some points on the board. So Bobby finds himself still 16 points up. Will he stay at the 20s? No, he's going over the 18s. First start solid, right in the middle.
Now-
Follows that as
now
you
go
would
back to the
expect. Now 20. Yeah. Oh,
You
well,
won.
he tried. Did the smart move right there, going back to build that point lead. So Rodney finds himself 117. We'll give him a 1-point lead. There you go. Puts that. He's got the point lead. Where's he going to go right now?
He's going up.
Yeah.
Rodney usually stabs at it.
And I don't hate that because another 17 still wouldn't give you another 20.
Right.
Right.
I'm
So,
not against it.
Yep.
You either throw all 3 of them at the 17 or
and it puts a little bit of onus on Bobby right here. He's got to make a choice. Just don't waste a dart. Hit a 20 or a 17. Don't hit a 1 or a 5 or a 3 or a 2. Hits a 20. Takes that point lead back. Stays up there.
Now this, I like this because Rodney can go up with 1 dart, and even if I'm Rodney here, I would get rid of that 20 and then go back down.
Yeah.
I agree.
Like you're close enough in wedges in that point that.
And he did
now
that.
Go down to the
Yep.
17 and load up on the 17.
His earpiece and your microphone are working. Ooh, that's unfortunate on that last dart. He kind of rushed it, and he got to take a break. He's got to step back and reset when you're going from high board to low board
But
there, folks.
Now he's forcing Bobby to think, do I close the 17 or do I try to jump a wedge? He's jumping the wedge.
And he's jumping the wedge.
So. Are you sure we're not? Are you sure we're not playing?
Oh, yeah.
We're not live in there.
Yeah, it's your little microphone on. They got earpieces in, I'm sure. All right, Rodney finds himself looking at 17s only right here.
They have their volume up on the C's.
One thing with Rodney, if he's struggling on a wedge, he has no problem getting away from
There you
it.
go.
He will go somewhere else.
Did pick up 138, puts him 22 points behind. Bobby staying over at the 16s, needs one more to close him.
He takes a stab if he closes.
Yeah, does he take a stab at the 17? He did close the 16s.
I would take a stab at it, just I don't like the way they're laying.
His flights look larger than life.
Tries to build that point lead a little bit more.
It almost looks like he's throwing Robsons. Those hard plastic.
Like I use big flights, so I was like, is it just the camera angle I'm looking at them? But they look big.
Rodney found that too.
I'd really like to see Rodney slide his foot over to the right a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, well, just set himself properly before he throws that first dart, right?
He gets set, but he doesn't. Once he gets set, he doesn't move no matter what.
Yep.
I'd like to see him. If your darts are pulling hard to the right, the way he has in the last 3 rounds.
Well, you see it from Bobby here, but before Bobby even throws the first dart, he takes about 3 or 4 seconds just to kind of size things up. What am I going to do if it goes right? What am I going to do if it doesn't go right? Solid 3 darts there from Bobby, closing down the 17s. Remember, folks, if Bobby wins this leg, it's over tonight. And you get rid of us early.
We're going to Sizzler.
Ooh.
There's a 1 mark.
I'm a big fan of taking a breath before I throw. Just calm my nerves,
that's
like,
all
because
about-
I'm always in my head overthinking things before I get to the line.
That's the benefit of being dumb. I don't think at all.
Yeah. Only thing running through my
Well,
head
if it's
is
a blind draw, I have a partner. I just lean on. I'm like, hey, what do I do
You
here?
gonna go bullseye here?
that's, yeah, I can't blame him. 3 bullseyes here, wins the game, wins the match.
There's a 4 mark.
Yeah, it slipped over to the 16, so he gained some points on that one. Reminder, folks, we are going to have the winners come sit down and be interviewed by Tim at the end of the match. So please stay right with us.
Oh, he's getting frustrated.
1 mark.
Yeah, you tell both. You've seen a little frustration from both Rodney and Brandon these last couple of legs.
Can we blame it on Rosner?
Yeah,
Every time.
yeah. I mean,
Most definitely.
those are solid gold points on there.
I think they're the gold titanium targets, to be honest with you.
Rodney
no
might
score.
hit 3 to 4 right here.
You think so? You
Just
think-
to get back in the game, surprise us.
Let's see what he can do right here.
He's not out of it.
3 in the red here.
A
It's-
little low, 17.
He's going.
He's closing.
2 mark.
Well, puts a lot of pressure on Bobby. Bobby's looking at 3 bullseyes here for the match.
Keagan's in the background, just focused.
2 low ones.
Points, it gives him an extra bowl.
Yeah, that's why I pulled out thinking maybe he just throw it to 16 here.
No, he's
You got a single? You got a single bull?
Kind of rode that
Like,
one in
yeah,
on that
like
dart.
glided off the other 2.
All right, Rodney needs to start off, get some bulls right here.
No score.
Where were you there, Tim?
Yeah.
Where was he?
I don't know.
Yeah.
High on that one. Needs 2. There it is.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Our winners tonight, Bobby and Keagan,
Correct?
complete the shutout.
I think I can count to 8.
Shortest guest host ever.
No. Roslyn was a guest host before. He was pretty short, too.
That's what I was setting you up for.
There you go. Nate, thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
taking
Appreciate
the time.
it.
Folks at home, thanks for tuning in with us. Please stay right with us. We're going to have the winners come sit down and have a little chat with Tim. Chat with Tim times quite often. Some of the biggest highlights of the evening. Until we get to that point, Tim's going to sit down and talk to you about some of the shirts and some of the things that are available through To The Point Streaming.
Thank you, sir. Big shout out to our sponsors, A to Z Darts, Magic Wear, Sidelines Pub, Mikey's Pub and Grill, Checker Flag Tavern for our commentary camera, interview cam, On the Rocks. Also, please go to magicwear.com. Our Siege 3 jersey, which is the To The Point Street in red, white, and blue. Keagan's famous phrase, "It's cricket time" around the neck. And then we also have our Siege V2, the Red Knight jersey, which I am currently wearing, as is Mr. Ives. The great thing is that was a quick turnaround, and we are joined by the winning team. As soon as the headset comes on, you can adjust that to make it fit your head. Congratulations, gentlemen. Just going to pull that microphone close to you.
Hey. How's it going?
Obviously. Congrats.
This is my daddy.
There you go.
This is my
So
daddy.
obviously this wasn't the
This is not the image
outcome
we had
that
painted.
we
Yeah.
painted. Right? We expected this to be an extremely difficult match for both teams.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Bounce outs, miscommunication, miscues, kind of set the table. But
Nerves definitely as well.
Keagan,
Yeah.
your doubling was phenomenal. Someone called you Mr. Clutch now. So
Dude, man.
you got a new nickname.
That's an honor.
Congratulations.
Right on. Thank you.
So,
Definitely.
just Chewy, I'm going to start with you, as Keegan's here every week. What was your experience like here this evening?
Experience was great. It was phenomenal. Jason, everybody that puts everything on. I mean, it's been nothing but top tier notch. I mean, from the get go, it's been everything. I mean, everything and everybody has been great. From setting everything up, getting everybody together, communication wise.
There's a lot of work that goes.
Yes.
Once you start, I mean, Jason's really on it with the
and
the messaging and talking about
and
what to expect and try to make people at ease. What would you tell somebody that is a little apprehensive to come here? What would you say?
if anybody is ever apprehensive to come here, you have to. Bottom line, I mean, it's phenomenal. You walk into the place and you see everything the way it's dressed up in the background.
You can tell it's a bachelor pad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's bachelor pad or not. Just the way it's set up is phenomenal, and the way Jason is, his character.
Yep.
All in all, I have, as everybody is now obviously seen, I've got my 9-year-old daughter and my wife here with me, and we was talking about coming up, potentially getting a hotel room, everything else, and Jason's just like, bring your whole family here.
Yep, he's got room here for you.
And not about
Yeah.
staying, but
Yeah.
I mean, bring them up. They can sit with the show and everything else. And I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting maybe get a hotel room because we was going to do something maybe in Indiana tomorrow, Indianapolis tomorrow with my youngest. But
The children's museum is amazing.
Yes.
So if you
Yes.
haven't
Yes.
been to, I would
Super.
highly
Yes.
recommend that.
And I'm sitting here like, well, we'll get a hotel, and my daughter, I don't know if she'll watch. I don't know if my wife will watch because my daughter, she loves to swim.
Yeah.
So they'll probably be at the pool.
Yeah, the vibes are immaculate here. We don't do it, when you come to the Siege, we don't do it, compared to, or I guess there's no,
There's
there's nobody like us, right? I guess
There's
in terms
not.
of not only the hospitality, but just the way that, we ultimately put things together, we run this stuff. It's incredible. I can't begin to even describe. If you even if you've never thrown a steel tip dart in your life, you will want to come here. You should come here. It will shape your game. It'll evolve your game. It'll give you something to look back on, so that way you're able to go and grow.
Now, speaking of your game, Keagan, you were a late minute replacement.
Yeah.
So you went from I'm keeping my normal role to okay, now I'm in the spotlight.
Exactly.
What was your mindset going into tonight, compared to the first time you played on the Siege?
Sure. So my biggest mindset, I guess, shift was the first 2 times I came here. I've seen many of these beautiful trophies given out to people over the course of every show that we put on, and it's about time that both Ives men have a wooden trophy to display and be able to put on their mantle. And so
you get to put that in
my
the apartment, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that was my goal tonight, is to try to. Doesn't matter how I got there. It could have been an 8-0 whitewash. It could have been an 8-7 nail biter. I wanted to walk away with one of these trophies, and it truly was an honor to do it with my man here, Bobby. Man, let me tell you, if you did not live in Cincinnati, I would be calling you up on the regular to shoot doubles with you. This guy is immaculate, and anybody who shoots out in the Ohio area, watch out for this guy. Whenever he comes back fully to darts, he's going to be a powerhouse, let me tell you.
All right. With that being said, Chewy, we'll leave it to you. Your shout-outs, whatever you got to give out. The floor is yours. What do you got?
Obviously, number one has to go to Keagan here.
Well, I don't know.
Have you seen what he? Did you see what he did?
Hannah's been in the chat all night,
That's
nonstop.
That is my oldest daughter.
Yep.
She attends Otterbein University right now, and she's also doing some pageant stuff. So give her a throw out. She's Miss Ohio for one of her pageants.
Cool. Congratulations.
But that is, and she's actually shot at the Buckeye Open with myself.
Look out.
And steel tip darts.
Yeah, that's my favorite. I play with my kids all the time. That's my
and that is my joy. But top shout out has to go to Keagan for stepping in and throwing. I think I may have missed the episode actually of him throwing, and I didn't know what I was walking into. You really shouldn't look at stats or anything like that, because especially when it comes to a soft tip versus steel tip, because everything is different.
Yep.
I mean, you should throw around the same as, or relatively close. I mean, you're not going to throw the same, especially with split bull, but cricket and everything's going to be relatively close, just a little smaller. So the PBD and everything will differentiate a little bit.
My argument is if you play steel more and you focus on your technique and follow through, that'll translate more positively to soft tip than going from soft tip to steel. That would be the only thing that I would say.
You are correct. And I was actually told when I got into it, is if you want to get good in soft tip, then you need to start throwing steel tip, and that's what got me into steel tip. Gotta give shout out to my wife. With all me and my shenanigans, wouldn't be possible. All 4 of my kids, Hannah, who's been in the chat apparently, I don't know, my phone's in my dart bag.
She is.
Yep.
Brooklyn, who is a junior at Ohio State University as well. Lucas, who is taking a couple semesters off but just graduated high school, and Elena. Without all of them,
there she is.
Without all of them, I mean, it wouldn't be.
She's been so animated, cheering you on today. It's been awesome.
And all my, I got my doubles partner Mick Shields, who, if he ever gets a chance from not traveling, and he gets the opportunity to come here, he really needs to. It's amazing. And then just Tuesday Dart League that I stepped away from the Dayton area to come here and throw. And as I said, when we started, this wouldn't be possible without Jason Ives and everybody here that puts everything together. We can always go back and forth and say thank you and thank you and thank you. We're the dart players. I get it. You guys are the ones that make it happen for the dart players, and it's phenomenal. And so appreciated what you guys do here.
Well, we can't do it without the players and then the fans tuning in and watching. So on behalf of the fans and all of us, thank you for making that sacrifice and trip to come up here and make play.
It's a total team effort. Tim's built a computer that's so far done about 140 shows and has never broken. Right? We break scorekeepers and refs before we break the computer. So big shout out to Tim. Sean, who does a lot of our graphics work, big shout out to him. And your playing partner, who's here every week, rain or shine, to referee and keep everybody under control in that arena. And he shot fantastic tonight. Proud of him. Proud of you, son. Love you lots.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Folks, let me tell you about what we got coming up in a couple of weeks here. I'm going to give you a couple of clues. We've got Roger Bowen from the Bloomington Dart League. He's going to be here, and we're going to be talking about his Toys for Tots program and the blind draw that they've got coming up here soon down in Bloomington. I'd love to see some people make a trip for that. It's a big Toys for Tots benefit coming up in the holiday season. And Miss Amy Jordan, who I will tell you in 140 seed shows, she's got some of the best mechanics that you'll ever see. So looking forward to having her. We've been trying to get Amy on the show here for a long, long time. You guys were fantastic tonight. It was a pleasure meeting you all. I hope everybody made some new friends and everybody got to meet each other. Tim, you got anything else for them?
The only thing is I know this weekend up in Kokomo there's the chairman and the board qualifier. If you hop on the Indy Darts page, there's a flyer for that. So that might be something that you might be interested in. But other than that, that's it.
That's good. Well, thank you guys. Big shout out to Nate. Thanks for being with us tonight. Looking forward to having Roger here in a couple of weeks.
Keagan, you want to give a shout out to anybody?
Yeah. I got a couple to give. Shout out to Austin Helm, who for being my original Chalker versus Talker partner on the first time I was able to go around. And fortunately, we didn't get a trophy this time, but I did this one for us, buddy.
There you go.
There you go. Nice job.
And shout out to my beautiful fiance Emily and the gang here at DTP. For making me the honorary fourth man. It's been an incredible journey, and I can't wait to continue with you four, or the three of us, I guess, because Sean's not here tonight. So.
We're still there. So.
Yeah. He's here in spirit, so shout out to Sean.
So with that being said, on behalf of Sean Green, Jason Ives, Keagan Ives, I'm Tim Neal. We are To The Point Streaming. We try to do these shows at least 3-4 times a month, so tune in, go to our Facebook page, like and share so you get notified when we do this. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful evening.
Hey, come see me down at On the Rocks this weekend, this Friday, down at On the Rocks. We'd love to see you.
To my friend,
Say hello.
Lydia.
Hi, Lydia.
Shout out to Lydia.
All right, folks. Have a great night. Be safe.
Take care, guys.
All she wants is to be an all